Hello again, YouTubers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm the Board Game Captain, and today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to play the game of Yinsh. Now, Yinsh was designed by Chris Berm as part of his gift project and was published in the United States by Rio Grande Games. Overseas, I believe it was published by, I think it's pronounced Hook and Friends. Now, this is an abstract strategy game, part of the gift project, which are attempts to make modern, classic abstract strategy games, building on already existing mechanics, creating new ones, and making these games that are 5 minutes to learn and a lifetime to master. This one is listed as for 13 to 99 years of age, 2 players, and 30 to 60 minutes. So now, it should really be 13 and up. I don't know why they say 13 to 99. People can live above 99. But the 13 feels like a little bit of an overestimate. Maybe not an overestimate to get the subtlety of the strategies in the game, but to get the rules, because the rules really are fairly simple. Now, I mean, you can be younger than 13 and get the rules, but the subtleties of the strategy, okay, then maybe you do need to be about 13. As for the 2 players, there's not much to talk about. It's a 2-player game. And the 30 to 60 minutes is a pretty good estimate. I've seen games go pretty quickly, like 30 minutes and right up to an hour. It depends on the game. It depends on the play styles, if people are being more defensive or offensive. But yeah, that's very accurate. Now, let's have a look at what comes inside the box. So the first thing we have is a rule book. Now, as general with the gift series games, the rulebook is very well done, has lots of diagrams, and thoroughly explains the game in 6 pages. This really is a 5 minutes to learn, lifetime to master game. There's only a handful of moves you can do, but the subtlety, once the pieces start being placed on the board, there's a lot of subtlety in how the rules interact with each other. Now, the board is a series of interconnected lines, and you will be playing on the intersections, and then you have the scoreboard on either side, which are those 3 rings there. I will show you how that all works when I'm showing you how you play the game. And then we have the pieces for the game, which are, you have rings for either player. You have black rings and white rings. And these are the pieces that get moved around the board. And then you have discs, which if you ever played either of the classic games, Othello or Reversi, these discs are identical to those. They're white on one side, black on the other. Now, I'm going to take you to the table and show you how to play a game of Yinsh. And when we're finished, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about how this game feels. I'm going to review it and rate it, and we're going to get a second opinion from Len. Okay, so here we can see a game of Yinsh set up. So each of the players takes their 5 rings to their side of the table, and you place all of the discs next to the board. Now, the discs are white on one side and black on another, so that they have both players' colors on them. Now, we take turns placing our rings on the board. White, why don't you go first, and then we'll place there. I'm going to place a ring there. I'm going to place a ring there. There we go. Okay, once we have placed all of them on the board, now the next player will take one of the discs with their color up, put it in a ring, and they can move their ring any number of uninterrupted spaces, though they may not jump over other rings. However, if there are discs in the way and they jump over them, then you can jump over one group of discs after traveling any number of uninterrupted spaces, which includes 0 spaces. Any discs you jump over will be flipped to the opposite side. Now, we're going to run you through a few turns to show you how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to go there. See, now Lynn jumped over my disc there, and she jumped over my disc there and was able to flip it to the other color. So now I will do that. Now, if I were to place a black disc in this one and jump over these two, I have to flip them both. So while this white disc would become black and be my color, this black disc would become white, which would be a little bit of a problem for me, and I don't really want to do that. So instead, I'm going to move this piece here. Okay, at which point I will, let's see here. Okay. Now, as you see, we're trying to form straight lines. If we are able to get a line of 5 pieces in a row, we are able to score, which hopefully we'll see shortly. If one of us is able to score. Okay, now I was able to do this without Lynn noticing, and I got a 5th one there. I'll move that piece up there. I got 5 in a row. Now, when you get 5 in a row like this, you can score. And to score, what you do is you're going to take one of your rings off of the board and place it on the scoreboard on your side of the table. You then also remove the 5 discs from the board, and play will continue until someone is able to score 3 times, getting 3 rings on their side of the table, and then they will win the game of Yinsh. So that is how you play. So now we're going to head back. I'm going to talk about how this game feels. I'm going to review it and rate it, and then we're going to get a second opinion from Lynn. All right, so that was how you play a game of Yinsh. So now there are 2 main games that I really feel like Yinsh derives most of its heritage from. One, and the biggest one, is Othello. So Othello had you trying to place pieces and flip pieces from your opponent's color to your color, drawing lines of pieces. It's not quite the same, but the flipping of the pieces to the different sides really feels like it's inspired by at least Othello. The other one is Nine Men's Morris, where you're trying to line up 3 of your pieces in a row, and in this case, you're trying to line up 5 in a row. Now, this game feels like Othello and Nine Men's Morris got together one night over a couple glasses of wine, listening to some Barry White, and had a baby. And this is their baby, except that their baby surpassed both of them and grew up to become a very, very successful young man or something. I don't know. I lost the analogy somewhere in there, but this game feels like it is derived from those and became a really, really amazing combination that is greater than the sum of its parts. This is actually my favorite abstract strategy game of all time. I love Yinsh. I adore it. I will play it and play it and play it again. I mainly play it with a couple of friends of mine who also love abstract strategy games. Specifically, Alex and Duke will play this game a lot with me. And this is a really, really great game. If you like games like Nine Men's Morris and you like games like Othello, I would highly recommend you try this one because I think this game blows both of those out of the water and is just really, really phenomenal. And for those reasons, I give Yinsh 9 out of 10 stars, which is the highest score I've ever given to an abstract strategy game. Usually they don't score that high for me. But this is an amazing game. But differing opinions do matter. So let's get a second opinion from Lynn. Lynn, how many stars out of 10 would you give to Yinsh?
5?
You say that with a question. Are you sure?
6. I mean, I just don't like it.
So 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Because 6 is you like it, but you have to be in the mood to play it. So 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Lynn gives it 5 stars. She was struggling because the game looks pretty and it's nice, but it didn't hit with her. But then Lynn does not like Othello, and Lynn does not like Nine Men's Morris. So it's not really that much of a surprise. She doesn't like the underlying mechanics that were used to inspire this game. So if you're not a fan of one or both of those games, I would not recommend trying Yinsh. But if you're a fan of both of those games, definitely play Yinsh. Yinsh is a fantastic abstract strategy game. And again, if you like Nine Men's Morris or Othello or both, you would really enjoy Yinsh. So there you have it. Now, again, that is 9 stars from me, 5 stars from Len. But that is to show you that not every game is for every person. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, either on the game of Yinsh or on this video, feel free to put them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see us do more like it, be sure to give this video a like, share it on all forms of social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Board Game Captain. That's Captain spelled with a K on YouTube. And until next time, game on.